I'm a massive, huge fan of Ghostbusters. When I heard they were going to do another one, I wasn't very excited about it because of the tradition of studios getting involved, getting a film, a fantastic franchise, rebooting it, doing a sequel out of it, and not doing the same kind of justice that the original film had, such as Star Wars, Disney. Ghostbusters has always been one of my favourite films. When I was growing up in Ireland with my and Pa, very similar to a review I did recently on Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, I said that we watched that film to bits, Indiana Jones, when growing up, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade. Growing up watching them films was absolutely magic, like Gremlins, The Goonies, Ghostbusters. Being in Ireland, I was a very energetic kid. Very talkative. I'd always go on adventures. At home I'd be running around. And the only films that kind of made me quiet is Ghostbusters, because I was so in awe every time I watched it. And I remember the first time I ever watched this film is the opening sequence where, you're introduced to the Ghostbusters and they go to the library. They've been told that there's a ghost there, and they go to this library and they find this ghost, and they keep talking to each other. And it goes shh. And one of them just decides to go and get her. And then you see this ghost go, Rah! Get her! Its face changes, it distorts, and they leg it out. And the first time I saw that, I legged it out of the room. But I came back in within about a space of 20 seconds because I loved it at the same time. And again, I remember these films for years to come. Growing up with this film was such a great time. My dad's now passed away, and every time I watch this film reminds me of, growing up in Ireland. Now, I've had this on VHS, I've had it on DVD, I had it on Blu-ray. I've got it on Blu-ray, the original Ghostbusters. You've got the first and second one here. I've had 4K in Ghostbusters. 4K isn't fantastic on the first one, but it is fantastic on the second one. I've watched this one to bits. And this is how I'm a geek of the original Ghostbusters. And the reason why I wanted to do a review on the Afterlife is when I saw these online, the Steelbook versions of Ghostbusters. This is the Blu-ray. This is absolutely, I love this. The artwork on this is what I was talking about. When they go into the library and she goes, shh, and they leg it out, and that's what I legged it out of the room, coming back in. But I love all this artwork, it's absolutely brilliant. And then you've got the second one, that's Blu-ray. This is 4K, and in 4K, the second film is absolutely mint. It's brilliant. Not a lot of people like the second one, but to be honest, I liked it. I love it because, again, I watched it with my mum and dad in Ireland, watching it growing up, and therefore it brings back those elements of magic to me. This is a fantastic steelbook. It's got the kind of a pink purpley effect to it. The river of slime. You've got all this gnarly demonic essence in the back. I love Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters to me they're such great films. I love Ghostbusters. And I never heard about this film until I saw some kind of a trailer online, and I thought, what's this? And all I saw was this old decrepit kind of big garage in the middle of no one. It was dark, there was wind, it was howling, and then this camera was moving through this, and you could hear this creepy melody. I knew straight away that's Ghostbusters. And then it goes into this barn. And I was like, oh, what the hell is this? I looked it up on the internet and I thought, is this going to be a remake? And I wasn't keen if there was going to be a remake, given the travesty of that reboot that they did a few years back.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
What I heard is that Ivan Reitman's coming back. Jason Reitman, his son, is actually going to helm the film.
Jason clearly has a great love of the film. It's been a long time since we wanted to do another one.
I don't think my father ever expected me to come to him with a Ghostbusters story.
The original cast are going to be in this film at some point, and hearing that, my head just went in fantasy land, because I thought, wow, this is amazing, it's amazing, and it's a sequel to the original. And then I heard that it was going to be a bunch of kids, and I thought, oh no, I want my original heroes back. And I was like a big crybaby. I did hear that the original coming back, and I thought, to what extent? I wanted my original heroes coming back. I wanted, Venkman, Janine, Winston, Ray coming back, Sigourney Weaver. I wanted all them characters, and obviously Harold Ramis as Egon couldn't because he passed away, which is so sad. And I hear that the original cast are coming back to some form. I saw a first trailer for it, and I wasn't gobsmacked at first. I was kind of like, it's got a very Stranger Things feeling to it. I wasn't pulled in by the string. I was like on the edge thinking, I'm not too sure. And then I saw the second trailer, and I was getting more excited.
Noises in the middle of the night.
Do you experience feelings of dread in your basement or attic?
The mechanic race in this film is absolutely amazing. And I heard one of the original Ghostbusters on this phone. I saw a hand go over the phone, and pick it up, and I heard one of the original Ghostbusters.
We're closed.
And as soon as I heard that, I was like, basically having a fit. So I was still hesitant. I didn't know what to expect from this because of the travesty that was the reboot. And I'm going to talk about that for a second. The reboot was awful. I wasn't happy about that film, and I don't think any of the fan base were very happy about that film. I watched 20 minutes of it, went to the cinema, and I walked out. Didn't like it. Pile of trash. Sorry, but that's my opinion. Didn't like it all. So I was hesitant about another one being made. And, I thought, are they going to do it justice? But the fact that the original people are coming back, I decided to go to the cinema to see it. Very low expectations. I thought it was going to be another Stranger Things with kids, but Ghostbusters. And I tell you what, I came out of that cinema happy as Larry, the same as did with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I clapped in this film at the end of it. At the beginning of this film, this is a story. You've got Egon, the character of Egon, who's obviously not, lovable. Harold Ramis. He's in this car and he's driving away, speeding from some kind of entity, trying to get away from it. And I think what he's trying to do is trap it somehow, but unfortunately he fails and it takes his life. So he leaves this kind of a decrepit house in the middle of nowhere. It's quite spooky, it's brilliant looking. He leaves that to his sister who's in New York, and she's got kids, she can't pay the bills. And because he's passed on, it's inherited to her. She brings the kids and herself to this house, and they're not very happy about it. And you've got McKenna Grace's character, and I love that character. She is like a mini version of Egon, and it's his granddaughter, and he's the granddad that's passed away. She wants to know about Egon, and Egon's not per se in the film, he is by spirit. And there's things that start to move, and you've got the music of the original Ghostbusters that, plays with Egon. And it pulls with the heartstrings, it pulls with the audience, it pulls with the fans. And what he's trying to do as a spirit is guide her to find, clues that open up things to show her where, like the proton packs, the ghost trap. She finds a ghost trap, and then you've got Paul Rudd in it, and he's a teacher, and she shows, and he's like, whoa, you've got a replica, this looks amazing, this looks real, wow.
Killer replica?
A replica of what?
A ghost trap?
And he realises it is real. And he starts telling them about the Ghostbusters, and these kids have no clue.
Ghostbusters.
We're ready to believe you.
And he's like, what, you don't know about the Ghostbusters? They're legends, they're amazing. There was ghosts in New York, they saved the day.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the sky. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. Make them hard. Ready.
And McKenna Grace's character, you know, Phoebe, she wants to know more about them. She wants to know about her granddad, Egon. And the whole film is a love letter to Harold Ramis. I can't say how much this film is absolutely brilliant at making a growing man cry, because it does that job really well. This film brought me back to my childhood. It's got elements that brought you back to when you were small and seeing Ghostbusters for the very first time. You know, Ghostbusters is a legacy film. It is amazing. This film has managed to grab the magic of the original film.
Oh my God.
And bring in elements of that original film, the original two films, and at the same time bring in something new to pass on the torch.
You guys hear that?
Something's coming.
They bring Gozer back, and what they do is they bring it back to an element to pass on the torch, per se, to bring the original Ghostbusters back into it. The original characters are not really in this film, but because they're mentioned and the music's there and they're saying the Ghostbusters, you've got the suit, you've got the proton back, even the Ectomobile as a character itself, they bring that back. And that's, you know, you feel like the original characters are right there beside you. You feel like Egon is right there in spirit. The whole film is amazing. The kids in this film are absolutely fantastic. When I thought it's a kids film, it's going to be Stranger Things, it's not. It's far from that. This film was amazing.
Egon came out here for a reason.
Are you troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night?
Do you experience feelings of dread in your basement or attic?
Have you or any of your family ever seen a spook, specter, or ghost?
Is this a fan-based film? Yes, it is. Is it catering for the fans? Yes, it is. And why not? I grew up watching films in the cinema where I grew up thinking, wow, I love that character because they make me feel great. Not because you're a woman or you're a man. It's ridiculous. We have a legacy film. We should bring that, the original Ghostbusters, for what, 5-10 minutes? And this is what they did in this to pass on the torch. The original Ghostbusters are just near about the end. They're in it for 5 to 8 minutes. But I swear to God, when they come in, the audience clapped like mad at the cinema, including myself. When you do see Egon as a spirit at the end, and the audience, you can hear them. You know, I had tears in my eyes. My mate who's got a heart of stone cried. I heard people behind me. One guy talked to me at the end of the cinema. He goes, that was June Joy. I went, yeah, that was brilliant. He goes, yeah, I could tell you did a happy clap. And I always do a big, same as I did in Indiana Jones and the Daleks. Yesterday, he goes, yeah, it got to me. I could feel my girlfriend's laughing at me crying. Because it's a fan base. You've done something really well that's been delivered to the fan base, but you've passed on to the torch to lovable characters.
The whole city. It's like The Walking Dead.
Like McKenna Grace and the other children, I forgot what the names are, the actors, I'm sorry, but they're amazing. When you see Winston come back in and you know he's going to helm the sequel, I'm like, yes!
I love this town!
I love Winston. Winston is amazing. Winston was the only one that seemed to be down to earth and pull in the original cast, or tried to bring in the original characters, that he was down to earth. He's so cool. I love Winston. And I love the original characters. Bringing them back in for that 5 to 8 minutes was amazing. And I hope they're in a sequel to some form, or they even are on their phone call and going, look, you know. But they, like I said with Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford is 81 years of age. He can't do the same characters he did 30 to 40 years ago. The same characters in Ghostbusters can't do exactly the same stunts and running around like they did in these two first films. Bill Murray said it. He said the proton pack is actually heavy as hell. McKenna Grace, when she had it in her back, said exactly the same thing. You can't expect a man that's 70 to 80 years old to do the exact same thing. You can't expect the same from a female woman to do the exact same thing. It's not possible. Because they're older, but you can have them in some form or other as a guidance. We are going to pass on the torch, and that's how you do it. By doing a film that's a love letter to Harold Ramis. you know, with McKenna Grace in this film, what Egon is doing with McKenna Grace, Phoebe in this film, he's guiding her to somewhere to find, you know, the proton packs, the ghost packs, everything else, and basically win the day where he kind of failed. And it's amazing how they did it. Is there gripes of this film? Not really. It's got a lot of elements to the first film, and that's what they're doing for the fan base. I think the idea of bringing the demon back, the actress who played the demon, I thought it was the very first same actress as in the first film.
Are you a god?
You know, goes out, and I thought, wow. I did realise recently, you know, after the film, it wasn't. And that's amazing. It's just a great film. I love it. Seeing the little marshmallow men, it's absolutely amazing. When Winston's driving over Brooklyn Bridge, you know, near the end of the film, and he's got the ectomobile and he's flying, I would have loved to seen Slimer just go, you know, going from the distance past the bridge over the mobile. It would have been very great to see the firehouse and knowing that there's a sequel coming, and seeing the containment unit beeping as if something coming. That is all amazing to me. Brilliant, brilliant film. I would have loved to see when Winston's inside the ghost house and he's going, you know, he loves the ectomobile and he's going to do it all up and bring in some new characters into the next one. I would love to have seen Slimer just come through the doors towards Winston, maybe slime him and go into the camera and then the film credits roll. Oh, it's just little nitpicks, because I'm thinking, I'm a fan, I would look like Slimer. Who doesn't want to see Slimer? So Ivan Reitman and, you know, Jason Reitman have done a great job with this film. Such a sad loss to hear Ivan Reitman passed away a few months after this film. Ivan Reitman was such a great legacy, doing Stripes, Kindergarten Cop. You know, they were great films, and, you know, what's the other one? Twins as well. Their film's amazing, and growing up with those films, I still love these. They're great. Let me know what you guys think of these. Would you collect them? But the film is brilliant. There's not much else I can say this. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's a brilliant film. It's been out for a while now, and I wanted to do my review. But it's a love letter to Harold Ramis. It's a love letter to the fans. It's a love letter to the Ghostbusters. And they've done a really good job of guiding the fans and newcomers to a new legacy. So go and watch it. It's a great film. Hope you enjoyed this review. Take care of yourselves, and most importantly, enjoy the weekend. Goodbye now.